This is a...
You want to switch?
Hey, guys!
Too bright.
Hi.
Are y'all okay?
Oh, there's
should've-
so much queso on my shirt. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. It's a disaster. They can
So,
see it. You
y'all
got
are going to
the
let
right
us
angle.
know when the live stream starts, right, Brad? Brad? Talking to you.
Are we live?
Are you gonna? Are we live now? We are live now. Guys,
People
we're
on the live stream, I
Testing,
want to
testing,
apologize for the
testing.
queso stains on my shirt, but it's just so delicious.
So first of all, can we give it up for John Green and Josh Boone?
Thank you.
And by round of applause, did you guys like the movie? Did you love the movie? Ah!
It would be so awkward for you to say no. I understand those of you who maybe
Really
feel
awkward.
obligated.
Everyone stops clapping. They're like, no,
So
not,
even
not
if you
really.
didn't like it, if you would just say you really liked it for us.
And
Okay.
to your friends.
Well, I think we should get this party started. I think I said it before, but just so you guys know, my name is Sarah Pitre. I work here at the Alamo, and I'm the co-founder of Foreverfest.
And I'm Brandy Fons. Hello.
Oh, your microphone is low.
Hi guys, I'm Brandy Fons. I'm the other co-founder side of Foreverfest and also work with the Alamo Draft House and all of their brands. And who cares about us though?
No one cares.
Because these guys
I
are
care.
who you're here to see. So the author, John Green, who you guys all know, but we're also saying hello to all the other Alamos out there.
Oh, yeah, can you guys do us a solid and the two of you say hello to all the other Alamos?
Hello to every other Alamo Draft House in the country.
Brandy, give John your mic.
Oh,
And John.
Hello, people of Kalamazoo. And elsewhere. Yonkers.
Yonkers.
Wow. You guys have done much better at expanding the South into the North than really any of us ever expected. Congratulations.
All right, so I know we have a lot of people in the audience that have questions, so Brandy and I have a few we're going to ask. We're going to get through those real quick and then turn it over to you guys. So, Brandy, do you want to go first?
yes, definitely. So Josh, we're going to start with you.
Why am I first?
You're the lucky one. So when did you first read the book, and how did you come about getting the director's gig and working on this project?
Nat Wolff gave me this book and this script when I was making my first movie, Stuck in Love. I had a very close friend die of stage 4 lung cancer before I made my first movie, and I was in hospice with him and was with him up to the end. And Nat gave me the book. I didn't really know what the book was about. He just gave it to me, and I guess he thought I was sad. So he gave me the book, and I read it and liked it very much. I didn't read it thinking about directing it. That was much later. Did you say, how did I go about getting the job?
Yeah.
I went and begged. Fun. I went to Fox, and I brought them a bunch of music, and I brought them the first maybe 25 minutes, like how I would shoot it, and I brought them the opening montage to Jerry Maguire and said that would be similar to the opening montage in this, and brought them like the M83 song Wait, and I was like, I listened to this like when I was driving back and forth from the hospital to visit my friend, and I thought this should be at the end of the movie. So I did that, and I was lucky enough that they hired me.
You are lucky.
I'm very lucky.
Well, I mean, my experience with it was a little different, which is that they'd interviewed like 15 directors or something, and a lot of people were very interested in it. And then they called me one day, and they were like, "There's this guy, and you've never seen any of his movies because they aren't out yet, but we really think he's the guy." And I was like, "Well, how do you know?" And they're like, "Well, he gave a great pitch," and I was like, But can he make a movie? And they sent me right as they were still kind of negotiating. They sent me.
We call it writers.
They sent writers, which would later be retitled, unfortunately, Stuck in Love. Yeah.
We had no control over that.
When I watched it, it was called Writers, and it's a movie about novelists, so I was inherently predisposed to like it. It's also a movie about sort of miserable novelists, so that made it even better. And it was
any other kind?
It was such a great movie. It it was a movie of authentic emotion, a movie that should have been sentimental, but wasn't, but found a way not to be, and that was exactly what I wanted. So after I saw it, I told Josh how much I loved it, and told Wick and Isaac, the producers of the movie, how much I loved it. And after I saw that movie, I knew Josh was going to do a great job.
He liked it because it didn't have any irony in it. Yes.
I do, man. I don't have any taste for ironized emotion. I don't
It's
think
not an iron. It's not a movie with irony.
It's hard. It's hard to open yourself up and have authentic emotional experiences without finding ways to protect yourself, or without sort of irony being a way through your protections. But when you can make the right kind of story, people lower their own inhibitions. They lower their own walls, and then you can just have an honest conversation with them. And I felt like that's what you did in Writers, and I think that's what you did here.
That's what's happening right
Thanks,
now.
man.
So obviously the film is really true to the book, which I think we all really appreciate. And I actually asked you this question a week ago on the phone, so I'm sorry to repeat another question, but I really liked your answer, so I'm going to ask you again. Was there any aspect of the book, like a character or a scene, that you saw in a different light after seeing the movie?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote the whole book from Hazel's perspective, so I was always thinking about Hazel and what Hazel was thinking and how Hazel thought of other people. I never thought about how Gus looked at the world or how Hazel's parents looked at the world or anything like that. And, and even in watching the movie get filmed, I started to see Gus very differently because I saw Gus as Gus sees Gus. I saw Hazel's parents as they see themselves. And the love story between Hazel's parents became very powerful for me in a way that it wasn't really when I was writing the book, because kids never think about their parents' love story. But here are two people who love each other and have been in love for a long time and have to deal with the hardest thing that anyone can deal with in a marriage. And, do so angrily, frustratingly, at sometimes bickeringly, but together. And I thought that was really beautiful, the way that Sam and Laura brought that out. And I thought that Ansel, it's such a hard thing, because the usual hero's journey is the journey from weakness to strength. You start out a scrawny little wizard, and you grow up to be the wizard who can destroy Voldemort. And I'm about to criticize that, though. I hope you're not watching this, Joe, because I love you so much. You changed my whole life. It's the most important stories in my life. But the hero's journey that most of us have to go on, the actual hero's journey in most human lives. I mean, some of us get to be scrawny little wizards who grew up to destroy Dark Lords, but most of us make a journey from strength to weakness, where we start out feeling like we know what the world is made of and what our role is in it, and then something shocks us or shakes us up or makes that untenable, and we have to make a journey toward weakness, and we have to find a way to do that heroically, if we can, or to do that honorably. And I never really saw that from Gus's perspective until I saw the movie, and I think that Ansel just did an astonishing job of charting that journey.
Yeah, he did.
So this question is kind of for both of you. And John, we know you spent a lot of time on the set, and we're wondering about any of your favorite stories from the set, and the more ridiculous, the better. So what can you share with us?
It was such an unridiculous movie set, wasn't it, Boone?
It was, yeah.
Like everyone
I
else.
can't think of any ridiculous movies, not like things off the top of my head, other than when Shay did the love scene with Ansel, she came in a body-tight green screen suit as a joke. So that's that.
Like she was gonna have a body double?
Well, no, just that she was dressed in green screen as if they were gonna like digitally
Give her a
remove
different body?
her. Or like, yeah, exactly. It was really funny.
I didn't see that day because that was the one day that I was invited to the set and chose not to go. Like the night before, I was at dinner with Shailene, and she was like, "I really want you there tomorrow. I really think that you should be there." And I was like, "Nah, I think not. I think I'll just watch it in the movie like anybody else." Well, there's like levels of weird. There's the level of weird where your friends are hooking up. That's weird. There's the level of weird where like characters you created, some of whom are children, are hooking up. That's weird. There's the level of weird where like your children who are also your friends. It's just I couldn't handle it.
All levels of weird.
Yeah, it works in the movie though.
Can we talk about your cameo and how it got cut? And
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
terrible were you? How terrible were
Well,
you?
we
Is it
should
going to be on
talk
the DVD?
We should really talk to
Can
Boone.
we see a reenactment right now?
Please.
Yeah. We can do. You can do a
Do a
reenactment.
Exclusive
reenactment.
at
Should I
Forever
be? Should I be?
All right,
Stand up,
you're
stand up,
playing.
do
No,
it.
no. Oh, I'm seated. I'm seated.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Seated. God.
Do we need to be a character?
No.
Okay.
So we
gonna
shot
take
a scene in the movie that John was in where Hazel and Gus and Laura go to the airport to go to Amsterdam, and they come across John, who is with his daughter, who asks Shay to try on her cannula, which is in the book. We just kind of repurposed it to a different area.
You have to understand, I was working alongside multiple Golden Globe winners.
Like the young 6 or 7-year-old who was his daughter, tell her the
And-
advice that he gave you.
And
She
I
gave
was
you.
working alongside my daughter, who was like a truly brilliant professional actor, and who was probably 6, maybe.
6 or 7, yeah.
And she took me aside after my first take, and she was like, "Let me give you some advice." She said, "There's 3 things that you need to know about acting. Be on time, know your lines, and don't be nervous." She was like, "I think you're 2/3 of the way there."
He was actually really good. He'll be in the extended cut on Blu-ray. It's just the scene didn't do anything to forward the narrative, and we needed to get to Amsterdam.
But wait, can you just say the line?
Yeah. Okay, so you're
Yes,
you're
please.
you're Shailene,
Okay.
and then
Oh, we're gonna do this. Oh.
Yeah.
We're doing
Well, I'm
it.
just
And
gonna
then you're
direct it, that's
Jackie,
it.
my daughter Jackie. I'm girl's father.
Don't be late.
I'm not on time. And then I look, and you've just put the cannula into your nose, which is not appropriate. That's her cannula. So I say to you, Jackie, I'm so sorry.
He was,
I can't believe that
he was
got
better
cut.
in the movie.
Whoa.
I wasn't that good in the movie, or I was.
No,
better?
you were better in the movie.
I was even better than that in the movie. How can you be better than that? I wish there was an Oscar for single line performance.
I think he's really good. You guys will like his extended scene.
I'm struggling not to flick you off.
Josh,
Yes, ma'am.
back to you. So, was there a particular scene that you were really nervous about, and also one that you were most excited about? What were some of those moments for you?
Nat and I were really nervous about the trophy scene and how that would work. I think we were worried it would be too big and there'd be too much going on, and you wouldn't be able to track what Hazel and Gus were talking about while he was throwing trophies in the background. But I mean, it all went really well, and like it was okay, and all our I don't know, we were very worried up to that, but it ended up okay. And then, I mean, you said one of my favorite moments, the love scene in the hotel room is one of my favorite moments in the movie, and the egging scene.
Wasn't there.
He wasn't
I
there.
actually wasn't there for either of those. Josh's favorite moments in the movie are the two
ones where
things I
John was
missed.
not
It
there.
seems like you missed a lot, John.
It was every day I wasn't there. Those were Josh's favorite days.
What was John? Was there a scene that you were like, I have to be there that day?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to be there for every day. I just had to go home to my
You
family.
had sick kids at one point,
Fridays.
right? I feel like you went home because one of your kids were sick.
Yeah, one of my kids was
Yeah.
sick. So I missed.
And
a
I
day
was
because
like,
of that.
good riddance.
It's good that we can joke about that because he wasn't really. He was actually very nice about it in a way that directors are almost never with authors. But
We loved having him there so much, like being able to, because I'm on set with the actors and I've got like a handheld HD monitor that I can carry around, and just coming back and being able to see John after we shot scenes and know that like it was right definitely was a big thing and made us all feel much better about everything.
I just love being there. I mean, I've never, honestly, it was the most fulfilling professional experience of my life. I was just rarely in my life have I been sort of unambiguously professionally happy, but every day I thought they were just so committed and so good, and I just felt so grateful, and I felt like we'd absolutely won the author movie adaptation lottery, and it was a really special memory. I guess my favorite day. Is that your question? I don't
Sure.
remember.
Yes.
No,
Definitely.
No, what was it? It was something better.
No,
than
it
that.
was just which scene where you were like, I have to be on set to watch this scene. But
Oh,
your
there
favorite
were
day
a
is
bunch.
good
I mean,
too.
I really wanted to. I guess the main one was the church scene. I wanted to be there that day. That was a really important day to me. I felt like that's an important moment in the movie.
they go back to this place that they've made fun of and ridiculed and imagined is the literal heart of Jesus and everything. But they find a lot of meaning there, and they connect to each other there, and that's where they say the things that are hard to say outside of places like that. And I really wanted to be there. That day turned out to be one of my favorite days, probably my favorite day. We were up till
Favorite night.
Yeah, I mean, we were up till like 6 in the morning. It was truly an all-nighter, or like at 4:15 in the morning, Nat sat down and started playing the piano while they were resetting, and Ansel sat down next to him and started playing with him, and they're both very good pianists, which I didn't know, and they were playing off each other and improvising, and it's just absolutely beautiful. And I was holding Shay and just kind of crying and just feeling really grateful for what they'd done and for their commitment and their passion, and just had this amazing 10 minutes of listening to this music fill this church that mattered a lot to all of us. And then the first assistant director came over and said, "Shut up, we have to do the next scene."
That would be H.H. Cooper.
He did a great
the
job.
Bestest first assistant director of all time.
A focused man.
So Brandy has another question, but before that, those of you that are in the audience, if you have a question, hopefully, do we have microphones? Yes? One over here and one over here. So if you have a question, if you want to line up, you can line up starting now, and then we'll turn it over to you guys really soon. Okay, Brandy.
So the teens that were in the support group were actual cancer survivors. How did you guys go about selecting and working with them?
I mean, you say select and it sounds bad. But
First, we said no to most of the teenagers with cancer.
we were like, you're not sick enough.
You're not good enough.
Then we picked our favorites.
So we went to Pittsburgh, and one of the children's hospitals there opened their doors to us and gave us access to a lot of the kids who were living with cancer, a lot of their families. Shay met with them, Ansel met with them, I met with them, Nat met with them. And, I've always said, and it's true, it's like meeting them was really gratifying because it made John's book so real for me, because all the kids we met were just like Hazel and Gus. They were so smart and so funny and cynical and dark and great. Like, they were just so much more than what you expected. So that's kind of like the book. It was a lot more than what I expected. So
Yeah, I mean, one of the I think the problems of the way we imagine sick teenagers or teenagers living with disabilities was you think of them as a sort of fundamentally other, and because you look at someone who's wearing a cannula and think like, oh, sick, and that's the first thing that you think about them. That sort of defines them to you, but they are having rich, full, complicated, emotional lives. They have as much love and anger and excitement and joy and all the desires that any other person has. And when we had those kids on set, it was really special for me because it was just really nice to have them there as a constant reminder of the completeness and fullness of a sick person's life, even if they're at the very end of their life and they're very young. It's not fair, but it's still a rich life and a good life. And and also they were really good people to have around. Like, they were ultimately
wonderful.
there for almost a quarter of the shoot, and I think it made a big difference.
huge difference.
Yeah, and we all became close. Like, I still text with all of them tonight. In fact, they were just texting me tonight telling me not to screw up in Austin.
Don't spill queso on yourself.
Yeah. I want to apologize.
But it was
I want to apologize to
good.
Josh Potter for spilling queso all over myself.
And
When he
then
specifically
Bethany-
told me not to screw up in Austin.
All right, cool. Well, so we've got some people
Also
in
had some
line.
popcorn in my pocket.
He just had
Snack for later.
Stay
Obvious-
classy.
Hashtag classy. Obviously, you guys have a lot of questions, and let's all respect each other by being quick and just saying your name and your question. Are we cool with that? Because we want to
were
get through
kind of
as
really
many
intense
people
there
as
for a second.
possible. Sorry.
Kind of awesome.
Oh,
You had
thanks.
bad
like it.
experience.
And then
Thanks,
if we
guys.
don't
Thanks.
hear the question, repeat it.
All right. Yeah. Speaking to the microphone, please, so we can hear you. We're going to start over here.
Hi, my name is Brian. I'm a longtime nerd fighter, and John.
TFCBA.
It's been kind of surreal to watch you go from writing the book to the book being #1 in the country to you making the movie to the promoting the movie. I can't imagine what that's like been for you. I want to know what that's been like, and also with all this attention on Nerdfighteria, how you want to take that and use that to decrease world suck.
That's a great question. Did you like the movie?
I did like the movie.
Is that the truth? You can tell me the truth.
I bawled my eyes out.
Nice. Thank you. Thanks for being part of this community that means so much to me, and I hope to you for so long. Yeah, it has been really weird. I think that none of us imagined this, when I was reading chapters of the unfinished book to you guys out loud in blog TV shows and reading your comments, like looking for advice on what to change, including the fifth word in the book that Nerdfighters changed when they pointed out to me that in your 17th year you are 16 and in your 16th year you are 15 because in your first year you are still 0. There's so much that was enriched about the process of writing and publishing the book because of the community. I never want to lose that. It's the most interesting and cool thing in my life outside my family, and it's the most important thing. Hank and I worry a lot that as this gets so much attention and so much scrutiny that it becomes kind of harder in some ways to keep the community tight-knit and to keep focused on interesting and important projects, which is why, frankly, I've tried hard not to talk that much about the movie in the last few weeks, and instead to kind of try to talk about preparing for whatever change may come and staying focused as a community. So we're just going to try to, as people come in, we're going to try to do fundraisers and stay informational and stay fun and what we call nerdfightastic. And anybody who's into that and wants to stay can, and anybody who just liked the movie, and that's awesome too. And they can hang out for a bit and then go away.
All right, thank you. Over here, please.
All right, so my name is Allison, the vaguely annoying person who said thank you to you earlier. I am an aspiring filmmaker, go to school at AI and take art history, and we watch your world history crash course videos each week, so I feel like I already see you way too much. My question actually is, when you were writing the novel, how did you not turn in that manuscript just covered in tears? Because when I read the book, I am dealing with my mother fighting stage 4 cancer, and when I read the book, I was just tears. I was luckily prepared, so I wasn't as teary here, but...
Well, I wrote it on a computer, and I printed it out at the very end. I cried.
That's the answer.
I cried every day for many months. I was grieving the loss of a good friend, and I was angry, and I was sad, and I was trying to get my head around why the world is so deeply and seemingly inherently unfair, why it's random, why it's arbitrary, and your mom doesn't deserve to be sick, and you don't deserve to be going through this, and it's not fair, and it's very, very difficult to reconcile yourself to things in life that aren't fair. I wrote the book because I wanted to find a way into meaning for my friend's life who died young and died in a manner that was completely, in my opinion, completely unjust. And I did cry a lot, but it was good. It was good. It was good to be with her again. It was good to let myself go through that. So I appreciate that though. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, over here.
Hi, my name is Monique. So first of all, thank you for writing such a great story and sharing it with all of us, because it was awesome. Secondly, that movie was, I'm definitely not okay, but I'll be better. And third, what other book of yours would you are most excited about being seen made into a film?
Paper Towns.
Paper Towns. That's right. Yes, please. So excited.
Yeah, it's going to be Paper Towns. We're doing with the same screenwriter, same producer, same studio, getting the whole team back together. Boone's busy being a famous director now, but I don't know, if everything falls apart for him, maybe he'll do our movie.
Pray for him to fail.
Yeah, I pray every day for Boone to fail. No, I don't, Boone. I don't. It's over. You're too good. We've got to find the next Boone. Yeah, Paper Towns is gonna, and Nat Wolff is gonna play the lead role, and as you know, he's gonna be.
Can we get just a
freaking
little
great.
round of applause for Nat Wolff?
Yeah.
He is. We love him very, very
Oh,
much.
he is. I mean, he's not just the best Isaac. He's also the best person.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you. Over here.
Hello. Thank you guys very much for coming. My name's Chelsea, and I've got a question that's kind of like a two-parter for both of you. One, what was it like to bring life to the characters that fans have grown to love? And John, how do you feel about your fans creating a life for your characters outside of your book?
Boone.
I guess I'll start. I just tried to remember when I read the book for the first time, and I just held that inside me, and I know Shay and all the other actors did as well. We would read the scenes we were going to shoot the next day. Like the night before, I'd go home and read, whatever scenes we were going to shoot. And yeah, I mean, we're just really lucky. Those actors were so committed and loved that book so much. I had never seen Hazel until Shay came in to audition for that part, and I saw Hazel, and I was like, we have to go do this now. So
She was her. I mean, she was her the whole movie. She was
Yeah.
her everything that she said. It was amazing. It was like prodigious. What was your question? I'm sorry. I'm kind of emotional, so I apologize.
No worries, I completely understand. My question was, how do you feel about fans taking your characters and creating a life for them outside of your story?
Oh, so good. So grateful to them. So grateful for the fan fiction and for people who can imagine Hazel and Isaac and Hazel's parents and Sisyphus the hamster and Anna's mom. And I love it. I read the fan fiction, a lot of it, and I really unambiguously enjoy it. And I feel so grateful to people who care enough about the book to extend it outside of its world. And it's just so important to me that those stories belong to them, that I would never want to interject. I would never want to come in and say what I think happens to Hazel or what I think happens to Isaac or Hazel's parents or anything like that. Because,
damn it, Van Houten.
because books belong to their readers, and I really love when my readers feel empowered to build upon the stories and to build their own worlds.
Thank you. Okay, over here.
Hi, I'm Bryn. I was just asking, when I was back there in some of the scenes, they're really powerful and stuff, and you feel a lot of emotion. So I was just wondering what it was like on set, to be there to witness those actors doing it in person and those kind of powerful scenes.
Boone didn't cry.
Only when Hazel woke up in bed and they called about Gus, I cried. But other than that, I was just really busy and trying to make the movie good.
When Hazel woke up about Gus and she cried, she probably did that 12 or 15 times.
Everybody in the entire house was crying, and John was a little worried.
I was downstairs. Everyone was crying, sobbing. Old men, like old construction worker men.
Like Teamster types?
Literal Teamsters. Actual Teamsters sobbing. And after like 6 or 7 of them, Boone kept saying like, cut, go again.
Heartless.
Because he was trying to make it easy for her, because she couldn't, she had to stay in that space, obviously. So he was trying to make it easy for her, and he was doing the right thing from a movie.
I wasn't
going
to go talk to her when she was crying. No, way.
Just let her keep doing. She's doing good. Let her keep doing it. But she was my friend by then, and she was a young person I cared about, and I was concerned about her. And I said to the producer of the movie, Wick Godfrey, I was like, I'm gonna go up there and just check on her, just make sure that she's okay, because this is really scary and weird. And Wick was like, sit the hell down. So I sat. He did not say hell either. So I sat down.
I just wish that little girl that was your daughter had been there to be like, be professional.
Yeah.
Be professional.
Don't be nervous. It's like, you're making me so nervous, Jackie.
Okay, thank you. What about over here?
Hi, I'm Leighton, and I guess my question for you is, this movie was really a wonderful adaptation of a book and choosing important elements of the story and what to tell. But of course, it's nearly impossible to include every word and every second of a book in the film. And so for both of you, I guess I'm wondering, Were there any particular moments or scenes that were hard to leave out?
Did you miss anything, Leighton?
A few things.
What'd you
but-
miss? Tell me one
what'd
thing you
you
missed. Boone and I only want to hear negative things about the movie.
Yeah.
Lots of people have been telling us they like it.
No, it's amazing. I guess I don't know how this would have been done in the film, but the scene when Augustus says, "You used to call me Augustus."
Oh,
That one.
I love
Oh,
that scene.
snap. Oh,
Not to
snap.
brag.
Yeah, it's an amazing scene.
That sounded very, very conceited.
Yeah, just pat yourself on the back right now. Just do
That
it.
was great work, Leighton. Who did that? Oh, it was me?
I mean, all I could do is tell you what we shot that's not in the movie. So.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, like when I saw the script, the first draft of the script, which is very similar to the finished script. I don't know if you saw it, but it was, Caroline Mathers was gone, and that scene was gone, and there's a nice scene that I like in the book where Gus's family is doting on him and being really condescending, and Hazel and Gus push back really hard and get really raw with them, and I like that. Look, it's a 2-hour and 5-minute movie, which I think is the very longest movie that you could possibly make.
Yeah, and when you distill it down into a feature, it's like Gus and Hazel's love story is the story of the movie. So
Yeah.
anything that didn't forward them and get them to Amsterdam and get them back was gone. But we'll have an extended cut that'll have the back of the ambulance where she reads him the poem. When they sell the swing set, some Dr. Maria scenes.
Me.
Yeah, John, him
Yeah.
as well. I didn't forget
John
him.
Green's cameo.
There'll be a deleted scene.
It's
of,
not really a cameo so much as it's sort of
it's a
a
cameo.
small part.
It's a supporting actor. It's a supporting actor.
Yeah. Best supporting actor cut from
Academy
his own
Award.
film.
All right. Well, unfortunately, that is all the time
Why don't we do like
have.
5 more minutes?
I know. Can we?
Yeah.
We're fine.
Can
We
we?
flew all the way out here.
Are we allowed?
Yeah, Boone
We
says
are allowed.
yes.
Okay,
Let's
then
do
we're
it.
allowed.
Let's do a few more
Oh no, I'm
questions.
happy
Couple
to.
questions.
I could stay here all night, guys.
Just to be
Don't
clear,
test me.
I don't have anything
Don't
to do.
test
We're
me.
just
I mean,
gonna
we
go back
do
to
have
the
some
All right, let's just keep
waiting.
going then. Over here.
Lots of
Hi,
people are
I'm
yelling.
Amanda, and I was wondering, how do you balance, like, now that you're super famous and you're going to, like, movie sets and stuff, how do you balance that and, like, your home life and being with your family? Also, some of my friends were wondering, can you even?
No, I have lost the ability to even. I mean, look, like, this stuff is great and fun, and, like, being on the set was fun, but my kids don't care what I do for a living. My best friends don't care what I do for a living. Like, I just came back from the 17-day tour, and my best friend, Chris, everyone was like, how was it? Like, what was it like with the famous? And my best friend, Chris, is like, did you have a good trip? And I was like, yeah, it was all right. He was like, cool. That was it. That was literally the only question he asked me about the trip. And then we immediately began talking about our children, the Indiana Pacers, and the forthcoming Indy 500. So, yeah. I mean, I think that's how I stay normal. It's just when I'm home, it's normal.
Thank you. All right, I think we have time for one more. Candace, is that you?
Yes.
Make it good.
Hi. No pressure. Hi, I'm Candace. I just wanted to know, in the book, the city of Indianapolis is almost like another character in the story. How did you work around filming in another city, and how was that difficult?
I mean, this lies with me more, but so I mean, when you make a movie out of California or New York, you're looking for a tax state that will give you money back for the time you spend there. And Indianapolis does not have a film infrastructure so that you could have gone there and made a movie. So we went to Pittsburgh, which is a wonderful city filled with wonderful people, and recreated Funky Bones and just tried to find the flattest and less hilly sections of Pittsburgh to be Indianapolis.
We filmed on every flat street in Pittsburgh.
Every flat street. I got there and I was like, dude, there's hills everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. They're telling me we have to stop.
Yes.
We can't end with, dude, there were hills
One
everywhere.
more thing about that though. So my wife actually curated Funky Bones. I put it in the novel as a sort of little wink to her.
That's real sweet.
And then to have them, Joop van Lieshout, the artist, recreate Funky Bones with the prop team at in Pittsburgh meant so much to me and to Sarah. And Sarah flew in that day. It was her only day on set, and she got to see
artwork that she had made or helped make, brought to life in Indianapolis, brought to life temporarily in Pittsburgh. And even though she had curated it, she could not tell the difference between the Indianapolis Funky Bones and the fake Funky Bones.
And we had to burn it afterwards.
Yeah,
To
they literally had to
destroy
burn it afterwards
Yeah.
because
there can only be one.
Atelier Van Lieshout doesn't screw around with edition numbers. That's a big part of an artist's life. But you know, it is Indianapolis to me. Like I just watched the movie and it felt like Indianapolis to me. It felt like I was at home. It felt like I was watching kids in my neighborhood, and that's what I dreamt of when we first agreed to make this movie, and that's a big part of why it means so much to me.
Well, thank you guys so much for
Thank
being here.
you.
Give it
you
up
guys
for
so
these
much for
guys.
coming.
Thank you all so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you for
Tell
coming.
your friends. Comes out in theaters June 6th. And thank you, Fox.
And for those of you here in Austin, are we off the live stream now? So I can say this without...
We love you, Kalamazoo. You're better than all the other places.
Nothing
You've got
cool is happening here.
You've got
okay.
a great guitar factory.
All right, they cut off the live
did
stream.
they not hear my knowing about their guitar factory?